Welcome back, my retards. Our first video comes from Rachel Lewis. You might remember Rachel from my Rise of the Startards episode, where Rachel had a sob story, an emotional breakdown on camera, talking about how she realized the night before that she was a starseed. It was called Starseed Awakening. Am I crazy? You decide. Well, since then, she's recorded some interesting videos. My possible UFO encounter. My alien encounter just last night. My alien encounter 2, part 4. But the video we're going to watch is Christian Starseed. Now, the reason I chose this video is because starseeds annoy me. And Christians annoy me. And what I find particularly annoying is when someone takes the two vastly opposed ideologies and puts them together in order to become an even more special and unique snowflake than they would have been if they had just been one or the other. Rachel is so special that she is both. And I think that that's amazing. It's amazing that someone could get this out of touch with reality. So let's see what's going on in Rachel's life. I can tell just from the look that things are not going well. I mean, you looked in the mirror and you thought, this is a good hairstyle.
Hello.
Hey, Rachel.
It's been quite a while since I've done a video. Oh, like a couple of years. Yeah, life, you know.
Yeah.
Had a lot going on. And yes,
you don't want any more?
Actually, I could have taken the time to do more videos. But I look at things in priorities and...
Were people begging for Rachel Lewis videos? Like, Rachel, please get drunk on camera and sing bad songs into a mirror.
What I need is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal.
Yes, you do need a good defense. You need a good defense as to why your channel is filled with videos about aliens and you being a Christian starseed.
At this point in my life, I have a son who's 15 now. He was 13 at the time.
All the more reason to stop making these videos.
Ill. Definitely an indigo.
Your son is mentally ill, and you're saying he's an indigo. Could it be that you have contributed to your son's mental illness, Rachel? I'm not trying to cast stones, but stop telling your child he's an indigo, that you're a starseed. You wonder where this mental illness comes from. Why could your child be so confused about life if it's so clear that he's an indigo child? Give me a break, Rachel. You need to take a step back, go take another look in that mirror that you were singing Criminal to, and realize that you're actually causing a lot of your own problems, and the problems of other people now that you are teaching them this bullshit that you've convinced yourself is true, when it's not.
A very sweet spirit, but, you know, he has a hard time in this world, like many of us do, and was deemed insane and was having psychosis, psychotic breaks, things like that.
This is sad.
Breakdowns. So it was more important to me to try to be there and research on my own.
I would love to see what kind of research. Is the answer that you came to that he needs some spiritual guidance? And which kind of spiritual teachers would you have guide him? I'm just curious. Would you use the same ones who have guided you to this belief that you are a Christian starseed? I gotta say, when I started this video, this is not what I expected.
Instead of just going by what the world said all the time, which is something that I learned. You know, you can take the world's advice, and I'm talking like government, you know, just the world as a whole, just people as a whole. Just take everything, mush it together, and you can take all their advice, and that's okay. But what is their advice? If you're taking their advice and that same advice, you keep getting the exact same result, which is not the results that you need or that your loved one needs. You're not getting that result.
Okay, I have this to say. Yes, there are pharmaceutical companies that prey on people. There are large industries which benefit from mental illness, including the entertainment industry, including government, including politics in general, including just the media, anything. Yes, there are those facets of society that prey on people. But you can't say that because society is corrupted to that extent, that there is no reasonable answer within society as to how to deal with these problems. Instead, what you have done is you turned around and you said, I have all the answers myself because I'm a starseed and my son's an indigo child. Even though he's having psychotic breaks and has been declared legally psychotic or insane, the real answer is that he just needs some spiritual help. Maybe that's what got you into this mess in the first place. Maybe you need to seek out a qualified doctor. I would say one that you trust, but I feel like you probably would have trouble trusting anyone who doesn't cater to your pre-existing beliefs about aliens. This is going to take a lot of hard work and motivation for you to repair this. But you can do it, Rachel. You just need to stop believing the starseed bullshit. And Christianity is just as bad. Don't blame these problems on external forces. These are deep-rooted internal problems. Your own upbringing has caused you to be this way, and your son's upbringing has caused him to be this way. There may be genetic reasons as to why he went insane as well, but there is no way in hell that telling him that he's an indigo child is going to help with his psychosis. It's not. It's going to make it worse. This is good advice, okay? It's not a malicious attack.
That you want. So it's time to step back and do some research of your own, and it's also time to do some meditation and relaxation, and yes, prayer. Lots and lots of prayer.
Praying won't help you with anything.
I highly suggest it.
Praying is literally almost said the F word, but I don't want to curse at you because I think you're a misguided soul, okay? But praying is a waste of your time and energy. Don't do any praying. Why don't you actually talk to your son and try to find out what the root of these problems are? Try to find out what his subconscious instincts are that are creating this fantasy world that he lives in. And take a look at the fantasy world that you live in. You're magnifying these problems in him. And you're also crazy yourself. I hope you realize that. It's a hard climb to get out of the rabbit hole, okay? It really is. But you have to want to get better. You have to want to embrace reality, okay? That's how you're going to get better, Rachel. That's how your son is going to get better. You are feeding his delusions.
And that was another breakthrough that I had that, of course, it's hard to explain. Or it's easy to explain. It's just hard for me.
Basically what you're saying is, I'm going to tell you guys that praying works, but I know you won't believe it. So I explained it, but I can't explain it to the point where you believe me. That's what you just said. And it's true. It's called confirmation bias. Nobody can confirm the same things that you're confirming because you're biased to see these things already. When you see a sign from God, it's because you're looking for one. And you interpret anything as a possible sign from God.
To overcome that fear of explaining.
This is the problem with religion in general. It causes this. Religion is what causes this mental instability. It confuses people. It makes it impossible for them to understand reality itself. That's why we have these issues. It's not just you, Rachel. You've fallen prey to this trap, just like millions of other people in this corrupt world.
To the world. Since my last video, it was about starseeds. And the interesting thing about that is, do I believe there's other life out there? Absolutely. There are worlds without number. It does say that in the Bible.
Here we go.
Yes, I've been studying that too.
Confirmation bias in action, guys.
I'm a Christian now. Not adhered to any particular...
The starseed thing wasn't working for you, but it was such an ingrained part of your identity, you couldn't totally let it go. But like so many, you decided to indulge in the opiate of the masses and proclaim Jesus as your savior, because if magical thinking might have worked with starseeds, maybe the real magic is with Jesus. You're going to get tired of this. You're going to get sick of this when it doesn't work, and you're going to move on to some other retarded philosophy. This is a cycle. It's a pattern. You need to break it. You're not helping yourself or your son when you keep repeating these patterns. It's going to get crazier and crazier. Eventually, you're going to join a cult. That's how this is going to end. You need to get a grip on yourself now. You can prevent this horrible future from taking place.
Their religion, All that means is that I am a follower of Christ, and that I do believe.
Don't be a follower. Be someone who takes your own power and uses it to accomplish your own goals. Don't give your power away to a man in the sky. Don't give it away to aliens. Don't give it away to spirits in the fifth dimension. All of this power resides within you. Humans have been trained to give our power away to circumstances beyond our control. You have your own power. Embrace it.
For my reasons, for good, I think for really good reasons.
You're misguided.
He is my savior.
Save yourself. No one will save your soul except for yourself.
He's been around longer. He knows a lot more than we do.
He's not real.
And, you know, it's kind of like when you're a child and you rely on your parents.
Rachel, I love you, sister. My sister, okay? You're not doing yourself any favors. You need to move beyond this. You don't have to live this life. You don't have to repeat these patterns. You don't have to get stuck in this cycle. Save yourself. Maybe your son will learn how to save himself if you set a good example, okay? Jesus is not going to save you. No fucking aliens are going to save you. You got to do it for yourself, all right? And maybe this video was more serious than you guys were expecting. I was expecting it to be a lot kookier too. So anyway, we're going to move on to the next segment. I'm praying for you, Rachel, okay? And I'll see you guys on the other side of the break.